Have you ever wondered whether fasting could make your skin glow? We know that it can help with weight management and metabolic health, but some people now claim that it can improve your skin from the inside out too. But does science actually back that up? I'm Fiona, a registered nutritionist specialising in skin health, and in this video we'll look at what research really says about fasting and skin, from hydration to inflammation to hormones and the gut microbiome, and whether it's something I recommend to my clients. And spoiler alert, it's not right for everyone. Let's start with what studies have actually found so far. The most talked about is a small randomised trial published in 2023. 45 women followed a 5-day fasting mimicking diet once a month for 3 months. And the results were intriguing. Skin hydration improved by about 25% and skin texture stayed stable, while it worsened in the control group. The women also reported feeling happier and more confident. Now that sounds impressive, but here's the nuance. It was a pilot study. It was a small sample, a short follow-up, and the diet was actually created by the people funding the research. So it's a good start, but it's not solid proof. Other studies, particularly during Ramadan fasting, found modest improvements in inflammatory skin conditions, things like psoriasis and hidradenitis suppurativa. Researchers think that fasting can lower levels of inflammatory molecules in the body, reducing the fire that drives these skin conditions. Now for acne, the evidence is still theoretical. Fasting might lower hormones like insulin and IGF-1 that drive oil production, but currently there are no studies showing that fasting actually clears skin. Now, animal research does give us more hints. Fasting can reduce oxidative stress and also trigger something called autophagy, which is a natural cell cleanup process that recycles old or damaged components so that new ones can form. You can think of autophagy like your body's built-in housekeeping service, tidying up so things can run more smoothly. But here's the flip side. Very long or extreme fasts can actually delay wound healing, because your body has fewer building blocks to make collagen and new tissue. And remember, even an acne blemish is a little wound. So overall, fasting might offer short-term benefits for hydration and inflammation, but we're still missing long-term independent studies, particularly in people with active skin issues. Now, to understand fasting's bigger picture, let's just zoom out to the rest of the body. In research, fasting, whether that's time-restricted eating or alternate day fasting or a 5-2 pattern, often helps with weight management, with insulin sensitivity and blood pressure control. However, when calories are matched, fasting usually performs about the same as a calorie controlled diet. It's not that the fasting element is a magic fix, it's just that the fasting pattern can fit more easily into people's schedules. Now, where fasting does become interesting is the timing. Early day eating windows, say 8 AM to 4 PM, align better with our natural body clock and may improve blood sugar control. But late night eating tends to do the opposite. It's like swimming with or against the current. Timing matters. Now let's talk women's hormones briefly, because this is an area full of confusion. You may have heard that fasting isn't good for women. Now that idea mostly comes from animal research or from cases where women were chronically under-eating. Human studies tell us a more balanced story. When a woman eats enough, moderate time-restricted eating doesn't disrupt sex hormones or menstrual cycles. And in some studies, it even improved certain hormone markers in women with PCOS. But the key phrase here is when they eat enough. If fasting leads to under-eating, cortisol levels can rise and sex hormone levels can dip, which is not ideal for your skin, your energy, or your mood. And fasting affects even more than hormones. It also helps to shape your gut microbiome, which is the community of trillions of bacteria and other microorganisms that live in your digestive tract. Several studies show that fasting can increase microbial diversity and encourage growth of the good guys down there, things like Akkermansia and Faecalibacterium. These bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids, which are tiny molecules that strengthen your gut lining and calm inflammation. And this has a knock-on effect on your skin. It's like adding more peacekeepers to your inner ecosystem. But still, these bacterial changes vary hugely between people and often fade once normal eating resumes again. So while fasting definitely influences our gut bugs, we can't yet say that it optimizes them. Oof. That's a lot of research. So, given all of that, is fasting actually good for your skin? If you have an inflammatory skin condition, something like acne or eczema or rosacea, my answer is no. Your skin needs a constant supply of nutrients to repair itself. Amino acids for collagen, essential fats for your barrier, and vitamins and minerals for antioxidant protection. When you skip meals or eat late, your blood sugar and your stress hormones can fluctuate, and that can trigger breakouts and sensitivity. And in menstruating women, aka women who have a period, fasting or doing fasted cardio can push cortisol even higher. Think of cortisol like your body's alarm bell. If it keeps ringing, inflammation will follow, and that can make hormonal acne worse. So if your skin is already inflamed, fasting is like pulling away the scaffolding your skin needs to rebuild. Now, if your skin is generally healthy and you would like to experiment, keep it gentle. The most sustainable and skin-friendly approach is a 12-hour eating window, say from 8 AM to 8 PM. That gives your body a natural overnight rest while still providing steady nourishment. If you want to go a step further, an earlier eating window, say 8 AM to 6 PM or even 8 AM to 4 PM, may support your circadian rhythm. Imagine your metabolism as a solar panel. It works best when the sun is up. But whatever window you choose, make sure your meals are balanced. Include protein, fiber, healthy fats, and lots of colour. Don't use fasting as a reason to eat less. Use it as a framework for rhythm and mindfulness. The message here is that glowing skin does not come from restriction. It comes from balance and consistency. And if you'd like a little inspiration about what to eat, I've created a free guide, 7 foods to support glowing skin in 7 days. It's a simple, evidence-based plan that shows how making small, nourishing changes can make a visible difference with no fasting required. You can download it using the link in the video description box below. Now, fasting isn't for everyone. We've covered people with inflammatory skin conditions, but you should also avoid it if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, underweight, or if you have a history of disordered eating, living with diabetes or taking medication, experiencing hypothalamic amenorrhea or irregular periods, if you're under chronic stress or dealing with adrenal or thyroid issues, and if you're recovering from illness or injury or surgery. These are the times when your body needs steady fuel, not restriction. Think of it as keeping the lights on while your body repairs itself. So, what's the bottom line? Fasting can influence metabolism, inflammation, and the gut microbiome, and early studies hint at a small cosmetic benefit for skin, but it is not a shortcut to radiance. And for anyone with an inflammatory skin condition, it can actually do more harm than good. For most people, the best fast for skin is simply the 12 hours between dinner and breakfast, paired with balanced meals for the rest of the day. That gentle rhythm supports hormones, metabolism, and the nutrients your skin needs to thrive. Because your skin doesn't thrive on deprivation, it thrives on nourishment and rhythm and care. Remember, it is an essential organ that needs to function. If you found this helpful, please give it a like and share it with someone who's curious about fasting. And for a deeper look at what to eat for glowing skin, check out my 28-day Skin Glow Reset, which is linked below. Thank you for watching until the very end.